Hey, what's going on? This is Coach Marcus for Pro Fan Talk. I had to put my mask on for this one because the Eagles' offense stunk up the joint. They absolutely stunk up the joint. Defense started off a little slow, got it together in the end. In the second half, they balled out. There was, I believe, 3 straight possessions by New Orleans where the Eagles' defense got them off the field, and every time the offense couldn't do much with it. Gardner Minshew looked straight lost. He looked like he didn't know what he was doing, had never been in practice, and you take that whole game against the Cowboys and you just chuck it out the window because he looked like a totally different quarterback out there today. The offensive game plan was horrible. It stunk. That's why I'm wearing this mask, because it was stinky. It was doo-doo. I do not understand for the life of me why our offensive coordinator does not like to run the ball right off the bat. First series, first or second play at least, you should be running the ball off tackle. It can't be that difficult to do. Again, you come out throwing the ball. 3 passes, you're out. 3 passes, you're out. Then they come back in the second half. Then they start running the ball to begin with. And what do we start doing? Moving the ball down the field. And then they abandon it again. Because at that point, we're trying to score quick because we got to play catch up. So I do not understand our offensive logic whatsoever. You think they would have learned their lesson against Dallas, but apparently they did not. And it seems like they are trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. You are calling, at least in my opinion, you are calling the offense like Jalen Hurts is still out there, and you don't do that. You have to cater the offense based on the players you have available. You don't call an offense made for Jalen Hurts with Gardner Minshew. You don't have him out there trying to run RPOs and pass RPOs and all of that kind of stuff. You just can't do it. We refuse to run the ball with Miles Sanders. Then he gets a couple of runs, and the first thing they do is take him out of the game. They refuse to run outside. If they do run outside, they're running outside out of gun. We got to get a quick pitch or something to get him outside on some situations. When they stacked in the box, you got all of that outside. You get all of that room outside to run the ball, and they just don't do it. Either they don't have a play in the playbook, or I don't know what it is. You watch every other team that plays today, everybody else has got a quick pitch or whatever to get the running back outside, and basically you race the cornerback to get around the corner. At worst, you'll get 1 or 2 yards. At best, you might make somebody miss, or you might just beat somebody to the edge and make a 2 or 3 yard gain turn into a 7 to 10 yard gain. That's the benefit of it. Or you catch somebody sleeping and you take 20 to 30, make it a big play, possibly take it to the house. But there's specific situations where you can run those plays, but it seems like they're not even in our playbook. Our offense today was butt ugly. Our offensive play calling today was butt ugly. It stunk. It absolutely stunk. And my biggest fear going into the playoffs, because we all know we're in the playoffs. We're competing for that first round bye. That's what we're playing for right now. And I am very concerned that when we get to the playoffs, we're not going to get beat by a better team. We're going to get beat by a better coach. Because some of the decisions that are being made, to me, don't make sense. They just don't make sense. We beat that dead horse about running the ball first. Taking the play action and the passing game off of the run game. Even after everything that we learned last year, it took 5 games for you to realize you got to run the ball. Then you finally start running the ball, and what happened? Now, you run the ball a little bit more, and you still don't run it enough. Now we got a Pro Bowl 1,000-yard rusher that you refuse to give the ball You refuse to let them run the ball in the first half because you get stuck. Now you're trying to play catch up, and it throws you out of your game. Just run the freaking ball. If you can run the ball coming out in the second half, you can run the ball in the first half. The way we started the second half is the way we should start the first quarter. But they don't do it. They get too, I don't want to say they get too cute. They get stuck in their mindset. It's like you stuck in your ways on your offense. And to me, that's a weakness in a coach, that you can't adapt to what's going on around you. I saw it in the Chicago game. That's, in my opinion, that's a big reason that got Jalen jacked up, got him injured. You're trying to run the ball in 20-degree weather. You're trying to run RPOs all day and throw the ball all over the field instead of handing the ball off to your running back in 20-degree weather. And you see what happened with that. I don't get it. I don't understand it. So I don't know what the situation is. I hope we can get it together next week. You see that the New York Giants made the playoffs now. So are they going to rest guys when we play them? Probably not. Now we get that rookie Thibodeau playing well. So guess what? If Jalen plays, that's another person he's got to worry about, because I have zero confidence in Gardner Minshew now. Zero. I have next to no confidence in our offensive coaches formulating a good game plan for what they see on the field. And I have zero confidence in them getting adjustments made. Well, I shouldn't say that, because the second half they did make adjustments, but it just wasn't enough. It's not rocket science what we need to do. It's not rocket science what we are best at. But they refuse to acknowledge it. I don't want to hear about what we should have did at the press conference after the game. That's useless to me. That's like the refs coming back and, maybe sometime after the game they'll admit that that was a blown call on Jake Driscoll that cost us a touchdown. Doesn't mean anything after the fact. You had the opportunity to get it right, or you had the opportunity to make the right call and you didn't do it. So that's where we are with this nonsense. Our offensive coaches, for whatever reason, refuse to run first. They refuse to run the ball first. And it's costing us. And I hope it does not cost us in the playoffs. So everybody's frustrated in the press conferences. They don't know what to say because they don't want to piss nobody off. But you know what? I blame that squarely on the coaches. That's my opinion. The coaches did a bad job of coaching. Yes, I'm sure there's always misplays. There's always things the players could have done better. Yes, we shot ourselves in the foot with some of the penalties and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know what the hell Jason Kelsey was thinking today. Everybody was making mistakes at the worst time possible. But you know what? That goes on coaching. Shit rolls downhill. So I don't know what Sirianni and Steichen need to do, but they better figure it the hell out, or we're going to get embarrassed again going into the playoffs. So we'll see what's going to happen. But it's going to be a frustrating week this week. All right, we'll holler at you later. Go Birds.